being why I'm full-time and what I did get to this point. Because I brought up earlier in the hints here that this is only possible because I'm sorry, I'm gonna fix this real quick. This is like a little bit off here. Okay. It's only possible because I'm full-time. But let's start with like why I got to this point. You know, in 2014, I was getting burned out by Yoshi 100%. Yet I was still 8th place or worse. I was guild locked until the Yoshi ROM hacks were a thing without emulator lag. That a thing you actually could do. And I lost a lot of traffic due to Yoshi ROM hacks not being familiar to the masses at a time when I felt you know, self-worth was attached to my view count and whatnot. So whenever I lost a shit ton of viewers, now I'd be like, okay, it's a more of an objective thing. It's whatever, you have to re-earn those viewers. But then I was like, because I was already really insecure, and people would be like, you know, fuck, this isn't the original Yoshi. They would bounce out. So it drilled to me that I need to get better at Yoshi, even though I was fighting the burnout altogether, right? Into Evo 2014, I met Junior. You may remember this picture here. First time I broke into tears. Well, I mean, I cried due to like what Carl gave me some really enlightening reaction I wasn't expecting. But meeting this 14-year-old kid who's inspired by me to play with swag and maximum enjoyment, that blew me away. I mean, if you don't understand, like in speedrunning, I never thought I would hit a point where I meet, you know, you see me, my rowdy ass mouth and everything else. Like I never thought I'd run into a kid like that, and that was crazy. You may have saw like my YouTube highlight of me talking about meeting Junior for the first time. I cussed a lot. I said fuck like a million times, which is really unlike me. Usually I'm like way more composed and better on the vocabulary usage to make the moment really hook. But when describing Junior, I was legitimately so overwhelmed by joy. I cussed a lot. It was human. I finally let go of the compression a little bit. I just let it all out. You know, emotionally overwhelmed here. So that was crazy. But first, I met someone who reminded me of myself when I got into speedrunning originally in 2014, right? Or 2004. I'm sorry. Fast forward to SGDQ 2014. I worked out with Caleb, and it was like inviting and feeling awesome, and made me want to commit to wanting to work out and actually achieve better. I understood that, and I always knew that, you know, if you want to have a healthy mind, have a healthy body, you know, there's no way you're gonna there's no way you're feeling motivated whenever you're like eating carb-loaded trash all fucking day. Like there's just no way. Like you can be the best you can be by working out, and I knew that a while ago, so I dabbled into working out a little bit, but I never really gave it the commitment I felt it deserved, right? August 2014 was when I came back from that experience, motivated from the retrospectives of SGDQ. Decided I really wanted to get good at Yoshi. You may remember that at this point, mind you, I'm still 8th place or worse. I don't even remember actually, but it was an uphill battle. I knew I had a lot to do to get good. I was conflicted with 2006 muscle memory, 2008 strategies, 2012 strats, and I was unfamiliar with the 2014 spec. I knew I had to comprehensively relearn the game and get a new foundation to ever get anywhere good. I took this picture because it's me wearing a Planet Fitness shirt, give you an idea of how much of a newbie I was wearing that fucking look at me, I'm a fresh fish. Like, that'd be like wearing an orange jumpsuit in jail, just like get fucked every day. Grow confidence and desire growth. Working out allowed me to get a healthy amount of ego and openly discuss what progression I wanted out of my channel. You know, in the past, I was always too insecure, because of the whole sellout notion, to ever bring up, like, what more I want to do with the stream if I had more subs, if I was able to, like, do it more often throughout the day and stuff like that. Largely, the scale of Yoshi play I desire wasn't allowed by streaming only 3 to 4 days a week. That was the reality. More and more of the answer seemed like, you know, I need to just, like, go offline, make it all, and just grind, and get good and hate myself doing it. But at that point, am I really speedrunning? Am I really enjoying the journey? No, I'm doing it for the end result. Like, I'm not enjoying the relationship. I'm just going in there for the nut and then peace the fuck out, right? So, with working out and getting a little more confident, I was able to finally introduce a full-time sub goal of 400. I had 140 at the time, and without any idea of if I would ever get there at the time. This is like way back then, so it's throwing you a ton of context here. September 2014, the view count plummets because I'm working out daily, so I'm streaming less, and the stream is like 90% grinding with effective learning. And I brought here this particular screen cap here because actually I can move the mouse if I wanted to. People were asking me. I remember when I averaged 1K viewers. This was actually at a point where I was only getting 100 viewers during that. Again, not that viewers is the self-worth. That's the #1 thing I wish I realized in 2012. Like, I learned a lot about streaming since then, and mostly I feel 2013 and 14 were like really, really bad years for me, like as a person. Not even like, don't even view it as like, you know, traffic and numbers in the meta. Like, no, I was doing it bad because of a lot of reasons, but you know, that happened. December 2014, started making progress and getting better at Yoshi, but having still quite a way to go until I'd be anywhere really worthwhile. I was in World 5 at the time after about 5 months of practice, so I was getting that. It was taking about a month per world to get going here. I got called out to do a race with World Record Holder 2 Stop for the SRG Marathon 5, which was a bad idea, but I figured I'd get more shit talk if I didn't do it than if I did do it. I don't know, I was stupid. I felt really, really worthless whenever I lost by 15 minutes. You know, the chat was really attacking me hardcore, which normally you could view SRG as like literally nothing, and I get that. But whenever you already feel incredibly guilty about not being the best when you are the most watched stream, that survivor's guilt is real. Let me tell you, it's something that you, oh man, you don't even know. All right, but particularly my lowest point, December 22nd, 2014, you may remember this paste bin here about overcoming oppression and feeling worthless. It was the day I almost quit, honestly. I was still really, really distraught over the amount of shitposting I was getting. It made me feel like less than nothing. You know, I was trying really hard to get better at Yoshi, but I got harassed endlessly on both Twitter subtweets, SRG posts, and my Ask FM to the point where I stopped looking at it altogether. I was getting harassed, and it's like I'm trying to get better, but you all attack me because I'm trying to get better. Like, I don't even get it. Like, just play the game. Like, it was just continuously over and over again. Just play the game and get all that fucking DDR and all this practice. You're never gonna get better if you don't do any runs. And it's like, nigga, do y'all not see how stupid this is? Anyways, though, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I hastily wrote a paste bin that morning before I had work, explaining my stream guilt, which is the first time I ever came public about that kind of thing. Cause it's been inside for quite a while, easily a year and a half at that point. About never being #1 at Yoshi despite being the most viewed Yoshi stream. I got tons of positive responses. I bounced back, determined to never let others' needless negativity get me like that ever again. So that was good, that was good. And then eventually, runs by March, I think that was the big thing I was doing there. I came back from AGDQ, and I bounced back, and I needed February to wrap up, and then March, I went in. So March to May, started doing runs and promptly getting from 8th place to 3rd place within 2 months of attempts. You may remember the 235-5, and then the 235-12, and the 234-24, which was during a race, I believe, which is kind of crazy. Things are getting better, right? June 2015, I get invited to Nintendo World Championships. I also attend E3, out-of-pocket expense, but YOLO because it's a rare opportunity to go to E3, right? The interruption of attending led to momentum loss in relevance to the Yoshi record gaining, but, you know, whatever, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? I leave for E3 with 350 subs, and I'm only bringing up subs in relevance to the, only in relevance to the full-time thing, which we're going to return to very, very shortly. It's not at all a bragging point whatsoever. Which meant 400 subs was plausible for the first time ever. I actually was building up momentum to come back and re-explore that number I threw out at 140. I'm actually approaching that number at this point. So full-time was approaching. But what is... Wait, actually, this slide might be a little bit bad here. Oh, that's actually, yeah, that slide's actually way in the wrong spot. Actually, no, wait. No, this is actually, I'm sorry, okay. But what does full-time mean? Does it mean grind more runs and do what I always knew I could do, but never had the time to do? Honestly, I dislike grinding and runs, to be totally honest. There's a reason why, and I realize this in retrospect now, individual levels kept me so addicted as an idiotic 15-year-old back in 2006. So, Do I enjoy speedrunning as is enough to do it full on? I had to explore questions while I was at E3. Like, I realized that when I came back from NWC, I'd have enough exposure, probably get more subs and get a higher view count if I consistently stayed at it and remained, you know, positive and energetic and all the things I feel like I already kind of do. But I'm a little bit scared here, though. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I enjoy grinding runs endlessly to really do speedrunning full time. And that worried me for a little bit, right? Well, you continue here. June, July, after NWC and E3, exposure from Nintendo World Championships gave me a healthy boost in viewership and subs. I surpassed 400, but I tell my subs I won't go full-time until I am certain they're loyal. Not due to like whatever the reason you may think it is, not anger or something like that, but more I don't want to make a big change in my economical status and be caught up financially once streaming and then have to compromise my stream to keep afloat, as in selling out. Like, I've never had to do that so far, and hate me or whatever. You can say, oh, I've been sell out. Like, I've heard it all. It's nothing new, right? Whatever your definition is, if you think I'm gonna sell out, that's totally cool. I don't even care. But I know that I have never compromised. I've never like toned things down. I mean, you've seen the DDR pad. You've seen the things I've done. Like, I've never deliberately been like, yo, guys, pay my rent, pay my bills. Fuck me, please. Like, you know, here's a nip slip. You know, I've never done any of that before. Nothing I wouldn't already do in regard, right? But that's another topic of the day, though. So, full time. While away at EVO and SGDQ this year, I thought heavily about full time and what I want out of it. I started to observe other streamers, talk to some friends about what I envision a bigger Trihex stream being, and I ultimately concluded that I'm ready for this. Discussing ideas with friends at SGDQ 15, which I think kind of brought that up a little bit. There was like a couple of big discussions I had at SGDQ, but we're getting to that very, very soon. So let's pause here and let's dive a little bit further into those observations of mine and my personal rules if I'm gonna go full time. Stream growth. This is gonna get a little technical here. Might get even a little bit markety, if you will, right? But work with me here. Okay. Stream growth comes from being extraordinary and unique amongst the competition. Doing what others aren't while being engaging to your audience, right? This is easy by being a speedrunner compared to, like, you know, think about the rest of Twitch altogether, right? You have your variety casters, your variety gamers, you know, your YouTube old boys that come in and get instant success because they have their viewer base just migrate over to Twitch, and by, I'm sorry, I actually meant to put that top, or by being a top 1% MOBA player, whether, you know, League, Dota, or whatever. You know, you compare what streamers are big and for what reasons, right? They're all extraordinary to an extent. Say what you want, put your opinion aside of who you don't like or whatever. They were extraordinary for their time relevance to where they are now. Okay. The struggle is the challenge of time. Typically, you know, you can't justify streaming more if no revenue's coming in. Like, you can't just be like, you know, I'm gonna do OT runs 60 hours a week, become the best, unless like your mom's paying your bills, or you're rich already, or you're doing Chatterbait on the side or some shit like that, right? Time is the value at this point. So if you're not making any money, then it must coexist by a job, working, money-making time. Therefore, it limits your amount of time you're able to stream. There are exceptions here. Obviously, there's hardly anything, but I'm throwing out the most typical one, which is that, you know, at least relevant to me was like, sure, I want to do more with Yoshi, but I have to work, you know, fucking 4 days a week, and my schedule's crap, and blah, 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 so I couldn't put the time I wanted into it to do that kind of thing, right? So thus, you innovate by differentiating without dumping the time. Over time, this builds a core audience of when you're most open to being yourself and expressive. Getting a little wordy here, but I think you're still with me right now, right? Now, once you crack 1K or 1.5K viewer average, front page game directory momentum helps grow easier. At that point, a new mass audience grows, which outnumbers the core audience, right? Think about the idiots that come in just because, you know, what's this game? Why Dick Cam? Or, you know, when's he doing a run and there's like a timer already running with the run going on? You know, just the people like that. I would imagine they come from just Twitch front pages. They don't know anything about. They don't frequent speedrun streams regularly, right? At which point you decide whether to cater to the masses for short-term gain or stay true to your core self, long-term health, and